Hello and welcome to a new video of Leveling Up, and this is Aayussee welcoming you all to my channel. And today we are going to talk about the great lock-in of winter arc that has been talked about by a lot of influencers, by a lot of video creators, and why does this work right now and how am I preparing for it. And I have also made certain list of tips that would help you in preparing for your winter arc and for your lock-in, because it is very much required to pour into yourself. Sometimes in life we forget the fact that we are as good as others are. It's good to think of yourself as someone who can achieve things, but if you cannot distinguish yourself from the other people and if you cannot make yourself do all those things, then just thinking about something cannot change what you want to change about yourself or the surroundings that you have or the circumstances that you have. So keeping that in mind, I have come with a list of 10 tips, and with that I have a bit of magic formula which is related to astrology at the end of the video. So keep watching till the end and you would know that how exactly I am planning for it and why I am doing it. So all of it would be covered in this video. So let's go without any further ado. So my first tip for you would be focusing on habits rather than goals. Why do I say this? Because I have been that person who have kept certain goals in their life related to maybe healthcare, related to maybe like from fitness to money goals and things like that. But what happens is sometimes you are not in charge of what would come to you. Sometimes what is going to happen to you is not in your hands. And at that moment, you might feel like you are not getting the desired results that you want from it. And when you are not getting enough support, I feel like confidence and motivation kind of dies out in that process. So what I have come up with to deal with this situation is I rather focus on habit settings rather than goal settings, because I at least know that I would be able to do a certain habit for a certain time. It might happen that I might get a certain desired outcome or not, but at least I have put the efforts that I wanted from my side. And this keeps me in a very effortful energy and makes me realize, okay, this is the work that I need to do to get this done. And when I'm doing that work, I feel empowered by myself that, okay, even though whatever happened, I do not attach myself with the outcome and rather attach myself with the journey that I am going through, so that I would be proud of myself and I would have the self-confidence to go through life without feeling scared or without feeling guilty that I did not do well because I did not reach a certain goal. My second tip for you would be integrate consistency by constantly uploading on any social media platform that you really like. It might be Instagram, it might be Facebook, it might be YouTube or anything like that. And you don't even need to have a public Instagram account or public YouTube account for that matter. You can do it either faceless by opening a new account. But what this does is it keeps you completely focused on your work. So last year, or maybe in 2024, yeah, that's last year. So what I used to do last year is, even though I would not post that video anywhere, I would just make a daily routine vlog and would keep it for myself so that I would get motivated by it. What this does is, when you are kind of scrolling through your phone, you come up to that video and you realize, okay, I have done something. And if you want to post it on any kind of social media account, great. But if you do not feel like your video quality or your photo quality, or you might just put a story of a photo of doing certain thing that you really want to do. But what this does is it builds consistency. Now a lot of people either know about it, or at least you know about something that you want to consistently build upon. And when you kind of consistently build upon that thing year after year and year after year, you realize that how many years you have put into this craft and how much efforts you have done on this particular thing, and you keep on learning from that. See, I cannot say that I'd post one video or 5 videos for that matter and I would be the pro at video editing. But every day when I post a new video, I would find a new way to maybe add music, to make a better reel, or to make a better YouTube shorts. But what this does is it makes me more better in my craft, and I become better in using my vocabulary. Right now, I do feel that my English is not as great as someone who would be speaking English as their native language, because they have a habit of talking to people all around them. Their surrounding is like that. My surrounding is not like that. So when I am kind of trying to get out of my comfort zone and try something new, it would fail at certain times. But with every video, with every task that I perform related to it, I would grow better and I would make myself use more vocabulary, read more books to increase my vocabulary, make videos in a better editing style. And all of these things could only be done when you put in the effort of doing something consistently. You need to have the history of what are the things that you have already done that would keep on inspiring you year after year, so that you kind of grow from that phase and you become better at that certain habit or that certain thing or that certain criteria. My third tip would be build devotion towards yourself to create self-love. See, self-love is not something that could be created when you are living in a world which is constantly validating your guilty feelings and feeling bad about yourself that you are not good enough. So when you are at a position where you are constantly questioning yourself, you need to get up from that space and make yourself work for yourself and make yourself do things that are really important for you. And for that, you need to have the devotion in yourself. You first need to believe in yourself that you can actually do it. You can do a certain thing consistently. And once that devotion keeps on increasing, that would inspire the self-love inside you. Self-love would not be created if you cannot work in a certain way that you really want yourself to work, because we live in the world of attention span and social media. If we are seeing a lot of people around you who are like becoming worse day by day or becoming better day by day in like minutes, so what do you think that how is that rewiring our brain? It is constantly making us so stimulated that we eventually feel exhausted. We kind of become the master procrastinator, and eventually that ends up in us becoming someone who would hate themselves, who would not like their own company, who would speak towards themselves in a way that is harsh, that is judgy, that is guilt tripped, and that does not have any common sense or understanding that why are you saying all of these things to yourself, and that kind of destroys your subconscious mind and eventually makes self-hatred more prominent. So the key of self-love is to first devote yourself, your energy towards you. And when you kind of start building yourself from nowhere to the greatest path, you eventually realize that the confidence that you have always required, the potential that you have always required, the strength that you have always required was always there in you. It's you who needed to take away all the attention that you are putting in all the other people. And you need to bring back that attention to yourself, to tell yourself that you are good enough, you are someone who is special, who is gifted by God and would be respected by the people around you eventually when you show up with consistency every day. My fourth tip would be work according to your rhythms, whether it's circadian or not. I understand the fact that circadian rhythm is something that is really important for our body, as well as it makes our body like get closer to what our soul's desire is. And our soul's desire is to be the best version of ourselves as much as possible. But sometimes what happens is we are surrounded with so much of pressure that because of that you might not get the sleep that you need. You might not eat at time that you should be eating. At sometimes it is right to get back to circadian rhythm, but when that does not fit into your schedule, that does not fit into the workflow that you have, that does not fit in the hard work that you are pursuing, at that time you have to understand the fact that you cannot be hating yourself for not following the circadian rhythm. And that's when I realized that it's okay if I cannot follow the circadian rhythm for the most part of my life, because at least I'm trying my best. At least on the days that I can follow the circadian rhythm, I am doing that. And on the days that I want to sleep in for some time long, I'm giving my body that rest that it really requires. I'm giving my body that honest help that it is asking for, in the signs that it is showing some kind of dark circles, or it is showing falling of hair or something like that. So sometimes it is very important to understand your own lifestyle and design your life according to that, rather than focusing on how to become like everyone else and become the perfect version that is described by everyone else. My next tip would be stay true to your energy that you want to feel, whether it's masculine or feminine. The truth of life stays the same, that we as humans have innately both energies, the feminine as well as the masculine. Oh, I'm so proud of the fact that I could speak so well in English now. I think it's sometimes the matter of fact that I become very conscious when I cannot speak in English, but sometimes it just flows out like a river. So I'm quite proud of myself for like being able to speak, because for the last 5 minutes I was kind of struggling, but now I can speak very well. So I'm really proud of myself. Alright, I'm going to keep both parts in this video so that you understand the fact that self-improvement helps happens very slowly, and it happens every day, and it happens with consistency. But yeah, let's get back to the topic that I was speaking about. One person needs to realize that they are feeling both the feminine energy as well as the masculine energy. I have my masculine energy when I'm drawing boundaries with people whom I do not want to enter in my life and ruin my life in a certain way that I don't want it to be. Whereas when I'm operating from my feminine, I am like getting ready and looking nice and wearing beautiful clothes and doing certain things that make me really happy. So innately, if I speak about men in that sense, even men have both masculine and feminine energies. The way men kind of show valor and determination and discipline in their life, that is more of a masculine energy. And how men show their emotions and how they become this person in love or in affection that kind of makes them the world's best humans to look at. At that time, they are operating from a softer and a feminine energy. And I think we need to celebrate both. We need to celebrate these as energy, as Shiv and Shakti, rather than feeling as if a masculine should only work as a masculine person and a feminine should only be the feminine version. You should be your masculine or your feminine version according to what the situation is in front of you. Hence, accept both of these energies within you. Understand the fact that you are innately born into something that has all kind of energies. You have all these 9 planets energy, which is done astrologically. You have these like innately Shiv and Shakti energy, which is like the masculine and the feminine energy. And you have all these energies within you. So whatever you want to feel like within this time period when you are self-improving yourself, be open to accepting your energy according to the situation that comes in front of you. My next tip would be make an identity shift, not just a behavioral shift. So one person needs to realize while they are in their growth journey that they need to make themselves feel like they are the product. They are not producing something because they want to. They are that person who should be doing that particular thing. So think of a person who kind of wants to eat healthy, who wants to like go to the temple for like a certain period of time, who wants to build certain good habits for themselves. That person is still thinking of themselves that they are not actually that person. They are thinking of themselves that they would one day become this person eventually who would do all these things. But that's when I also question myself that if there are certain habits that I want to build and I want to make myself become that person who can do all of these things that I really want to do, what is stopping me from doing all of these things? No one. All the people that exist in this entire world are figuring out their own life. They know nothing better than what they have experienced in life. And so is you, so is me. We all are just unknown people who kind of are trying to help each other through our own life's journey till the day we die. So what is this judgment that is there in your head which is kind of taking away from the human that you can become? And no one's opinion should matter when you want to make an identity shift while you are going through this growth and self-development journey. So keep your focus towards what kind of person do you want to become and become that person in your head. When you would shift your mindset, it would also come up in the habits that you perform. It would also come up with the behaviors that you kind of go into, and it would also come up in the boundaries that you set with others. You would tell people that, okay, I have made an identity shift and I'm no longer this person that you want me to be. And that's when the real self-growth would happen, and that's when you would identify yourself as the person that you want to become, not just think of that person in your head for centuries to come. Well, people might not live for that long, but okay, maybe for decades to come. My seventh tip would be wear something that ignites your confidence and motivation. So I have been that person who have also worn Western clothes for the longest parts of my life and worn Indian clothes as well. So I have this 50-50 strategy of wearing clothes that I really like. While Western clothes make me feel like that boyish, motivated self, where feminine clothes and Indian clothes make me feel more feminine, where I could like wear a certain earrings or wear pile or wear all these accessories that comes with Indian clothing that makes me feel a lot feminine that I could ever feel in Western clothes. So what I have realized is there is a balance in me that drives its energy from both Western and Indian clothes, that drives its energy from both masculine and feminine clothes. So whatever I want to feel at that moment and whatever I want to feel motivated about in that moment, I kind of wear those kind of clothes which makes me feel good about myself and which instantly boosts my mood and makes me come into this archetype that I want to portray for a certain time. So while I want to be fit, I want this fitness archetype to happen in that place. So that might come in workout sets and things that make me feel good about myself while I'm doing a workout. But that would completely shift when I'm doing yoga. In the same way, when I have to go out with someone where I want to feel comfortable, I would wear something very loose and very like lousy and like maybe tie my hair up in a bun, and I would be as comfortable as possible. But at the same time, when I want to present myself on YouTube, I would wear a certain cloth that makes me feel great about myself. I think confidence only comes when you are feeling good about yourself, and the major part of it is in the branding that you are wearing, which is your clothes, which is your accessories, which is how you want to do your hair, which is how you want to present yourself, what are the shoes that you want to wear, what is the footwear, or what is the belt that you want to wear, what is the purse that you want to carry. All of this combined shows what brand are you, who you want to inherently show yourself as. And when you kind of get into this whole idea of wearing clothes according to how you want to present yourself, you would see yourself being more motivated in the work that you want to do and could accomplish the task so much easier than before. My next step would be reward yourself for the tiniest wins. So for the major part of my life, I have tried to lose weight in the most horrific and self-hating way as possible. I used to hate my body for why it is not losing the weight that I want it to be. But then when I once lost the weight from like 80 kgs to 70 kgs, I realized that my body is doing so much more than just losing weight. It is taking care of my brain health. It is taking care of my eyes and all the functions that it is performing. It is making sure that my hair fall doesn't happen. It is making sure that my skin stays luscious. It is making sure that all the digestive processes are going well. So when I started looking at my physical health in a more broader terms, I realized fat loss is not a big thing that you need to achieve. Right now, I'm not putting myself under the pressure of losing into something like 56 kgs or 60 kgs. I have just given myself the target that I was before. I was 70 kgs before, and I could easily do that gradually. But I have also made sure that I would do it slow so that I would build the discipline while I'm doing it. But you know what? What is the most important thing that I have put in this is to reward myself every time I achieve something. To give myself the feeling of I am doing great, and losing weight is not harsh, it is not stressful, but it is rather life-changing, rewarding and helpful for my body. So when I kind of give those signals to my body, I also communicate this to my brain that we are doing good and we are doing something which is good for our body, for our soul, for our mind, for our health and for everything in general, which makes our belief strong in losing the weight and being the better version of ourselves. Hence, right now, even though being at 79 kgs, I have lost like 200 to 300 grams from the last 5 days, and I can see the tiniest shift in my jawline. It is getting a bit sharper, but the whole thing that I want you to take away from this video is to always celebrate your smallest win, is to always celebrate yourself while you are doing something that you did not think of yourself to do. While everyone else is focusing on the millions of fat loss transformations, I want you to focus on your journey so that you not only just lose the weight or become your fitter version with time, you also build self-confidence that you should be inherently having, no matter what your weight is, no matter how you look, no matter what is the condition that you are living in right now. You are entitled to have the self-confidence that would boost up your energy and keep you motivated in life, and that could only be done when you reward yourself, when you constantly tell yourself that you are proud yourself for losing the tiniest weight, for becoming a better version every day. And I also do it with my shorts. At the end of every shorts, I put out a thank you note and I put out all the things that are increasing with time with every short that I put out, so that everyone else as well as me myself would know that I am growing a bit every day and I'm not focused on anyone else's journey but just mine, to just be better from myself, from the yesterday's self to the today's self. And I would keep that growth mindset for 1% growth every day. And these tiny wins kind of keep inspiring me to keep going every day and win every day and put out a video every day and to work on myself every day so that I could be the better version for myself. Start thanking and being grateful for all the things that you have control over. We live in a world where we are constantly wish listing something and thinking about how can we get this, how can we get that, and of course those goal settings are really important. But what else is important is to think of the things that you already have. Be thankful of the things that you can control. I have a physical body which can work out. I have a mind which can think of video ideas. I have a place to live in. I have my friends who are supportive of me and the people who are supportive of me. I have my mother who cooks food for me some days and some days she doesn't. So I have that physical strength that I can also go and cook for myself. So all of these things that I have control upon, all of these things that I have been graciously given are really important. And when I put my focus into these great things in my life, my comparison mindset, my wishful thinking and my self-hatred or my guilt tripping all comes down and I become the best version of myself because I am completely focused on the things that I am grateful for. I am constantly thanking God for what are the things that He has already given me, and that keeps me more in my feminine and less in my masculine, that I don't have this, I don't have that. Rather keeps me in the abundance mindset, which is like I have all these things that I can control. I have all these things that I can make use of. But that does not happen with scarcity mindset. Scarcity mindset always complains, always nags, always is obsessed about the fact that I don't have this, I don't have that. But what an abundant person does is makes use of what are the things that they already have and try to make themselves better every day. And this mindset will keep you motivated on the long run throughout your lifetime. My final tip would be stoic and leave all the things that you cannot control on either God, destiny, universe, or whatever you believe in. So whatever you believe in this world that exists to help you, to guide you, to help in your way of life, have that trust that it has got your back. It would find a way to make things happen for you. And that is again the another reason why I am putting out these thank you notes at the end of my video with every growth, every little growth that I have, so that I can tell you that even though only posting a video is in my hands and giving the watch hours or the views or the subscriber is in God's hand, but it is increasing every day. It is being guided by either the universe, God, destiny, or whatever religion or whatever that you believe in. It is being guided by someone who is at your back, who is there with you while you are constantly climbing your ladders of success, and that force is making you do the things even in a better way. So be stoic in that. Be okay with the fact that you cannot control everything. You do not have the control over the fact that how I will reach 2 millions of subscribers. That is only decided by God. But what I have control over is to make a video, is to make my best content that I could in the time that is given to me and try to find a way to make it engaging. And that's it. Then I just post the video and whatever happens with that is on God's will. Taking the same example for fitness, I can only walk 10k steps with my busy schedule, and again I can only eat healthy with the limited amount of budget that I get. But with that, what would happen to my body, how exactly it would change, and how exactly all of the things would eventually happen, that is upon God, that is upon destiny. So I cannot keep my faith on myself all this while and keep on hating myself for not being able to get the outcome that I really require. And that's when you need to stop controlling the things that you cannot control and let it be and let it happen through the mysterious ways of the magics of the universe. So speaking of magics of the universe, I want to give you a magical astrology advice. So what is happening right now is, right now Sun is in the sign of Virgo. but till this video would come out, and eventually in 2 to 3 days Sun would enter in the sign of Libra. Then Sun would go in the sign of Scorpio, and when the year would be ending, Sun would be in the sign of Sagittarius. So roughly we are left with the time of Sun in Libra, Sun in Scorpio and Sun in Sagittarius for the rest of the year. So how do you think you can use these energy? Sun in Libra would make you present yourself in front of the other people, because Libra is the sign of other people. Anyone who is in front of you is the sign of Libra. And when Sun goes into Libra, it makes you accountable in front of the other people, and how beautifully you can present yourself, how aesthetically you can present yourself. All of this is done by Sun in Libra, which is around the mid of October to mid of November. Then from mid of November to mid of December, Sun is in the sign of Scorpio. So the Scorpion sign is all about transformation. And you would see yourself transform in all of these days. You would have to kind of fight your own demons and come out of it throughout this time. And then would come the time of Sun in Sagittarius for the last 15 days almost in the month of December, where you would be setting intentions for the long term, because Sagittarius is the sign of long term and destiny, and what would eventually happen after you have been practicing something for a long time, after you have been following certain rituals for a long time. So all of these 3 months is great for our winter arc and for our winter lock-in, because these are going to make our winter lock-in 10 times better because of the energy that is there in the universe. So if you are planning a winter lock-in, I think it's astrologically aligned. I have given you all the tips that I am currently following, and I want to wish you all the best for your time, for your journey to becoming the better version of yourself. And we shall meet in the next video. I hope you really enjoyed this video. Even though I want to make certain things related to femininity, I want to keep my videos for the wider audience, for males and females both, so that I could get that reach, as well as feel the fact that we all are inherently the same souls. We have just worn the body of a man or the body of a woman or any gender for that matter, and we are just performing tasks as it is given in our astrological kundli. But other than that, everyone is inherently the same, and these self-improvement tips are going to work for everybody. So I hope you take away a lot from this video and would put it in your life. And these are easy to follow tips, but if you could actually integrate these in your life, I know that you would win and nobody could stop you. Thank you so much for watching. May God bless you immensely, and we shall meet in the next video.